This is Emma Chen. It's 11:47 p.m. on what might be the last night of my independent investigation. Today, Marcus Rhodes offered me partnership in saving humanity through systematic control. Elizabeth Weishaupt offered me partnership in saving democracy through radical transparency. David Park offered me friendship after choosing personal loyalty over institutional duty. And James Hawthorne offered me love. Tomorrow morning, the financial press publishes the names and locations of every banking family Marcus has been targeting. Elizabeth forced that crisis to push us toward choosing transparency over independence. Marcus authorized Phase 3 intervention to push us toward choosing guidance over chaos. That's the fourth message in the last hour. Marcus, Elizabeth, David, all offering protection if we accept their version of help. But we chose each other. Independent alliance against systematic control, whatever it costs. I need to document what happened today. Because tomorrow, everything changes. Let me start with Marcus. Marcus Rhodes called our secure phone this morning. He knew James and I were at the cottage, knew our protection protocols, knew our banking family warning network. I managed to record most of our conversation using the hidden device James set up. Here's what happened when the most powerful man in global technology came to my apartment to recruit me personally.
Emma, how many bank accounts do you have?
What does that...
Humor me.
3. Checking, savings, and credit card.
Who owns those banks?
Chase, Wells Fargo, and...
Wells Fargo's board includes Guardian advisors. Chase has New Order technological integration. Your credit card company uses Circle transparency protocols for fraud prevention.
That's coincidence.
James, there are no coincidences at this scale. There are patterns.
He had a tablet with surveillance footage. Not just New Order surveillance. Guardian observation posts, Circle monitoring, financial institution tracking. 7 different organizations watched James and me warn the Anderson family. But here's what really got to me. Marcus didn't threaten us. He educated us.
The Anderson family has been receiving guidance from Circle financial advisors for 6 months. Guardian-affiliated attorneys helped them restructure their estate planning. Their bank is owned by New Order partner companies.
You're saying they're already under control?
I'm saying control is the wrong concept entirely. Emma, what happened to middle-class families during the 2008 financial crisis?
Foreclosures, unemployment, economic devastation.
How many of those families chose that outcome?
None. But
Banking families control economic stability for millions of people. When they make choices based on ideology rather than welfare, millions suffer.
he made a compelling argument. Banking families aren't just individual targets. They're control points for economic systems that affect millions of people. When we warn them about society influence, we're not saving them from control. We're helping them choose which type of control to accept. The terrifying part? He was right about scope. James and I are trying to save individual families. Marcus is trying to save the species. But then, he said something that showed me the fundamental problem with his approach.
Who gives you the right to make that choice?
The same thing that gives you the right to warn banking families about decisions you think will cause their suffering. The difference is scope and effectiveness. You're trying to save a few families. We're trying to save the species.
By eliminating choice?
By preserving the capability to choose.
preserving the capability to choose. That's how Marcus frames systematic control. Not as eliminating choice, but as maintaining the conditions where choice remains possible. It sounds reasonable until you realize that Marcus defines the conditions. Marcus determines what choices are available. Marcus decides who gets to choose and who gets guided. He left us with a challenge. Call me when you're ready to work at scale, rather than symptoms. I understood why people accept his guidance. When you're facing global scale problems, individual scale solutions feel inadequate. But inadequate solutions chosen freely might be better than adequate solutions imposed systematically. While I was processing Marcus's reasonable authoritarianism, Elizabeth was working on James. James called me after Elizabeth's visit to the Hawthorne estate. I could hear the emotional impact in his voice immediately.
Elizabeth was here at the estate
What did she want?
to show me family documents from 1929 about the crash.
James, what documents?
Banking records. The Hawthorne family moved 90% of their assets into circle-guided investments 3 weeks before Black Tuesday.
You profited from the crash.
We survived it. She said families who chose ideological independence lost everything.
I drove to the estate immediately. James showed me the documents Elizabeth left: historical banking records, family correspondence, economic analysis from Circle advisors in 1929. The evidence was undeniable. The Hawthorne family received complete information about economic instability 3 weeks before the market crash. They moved their assets based on Circle guidance and avoided the devastation that destroyed other banking families. October 15th, 1929. Circle Advisory. Recommend immediate divestment from margin-based securities. Historical patterns indicate systemic collapse within 2 weeks. Suggested asset protection: convert 90% holdings to government bonds and precious metals. Dated October 15th. Black Tuesday was October 29th. James found more documents. Circle advisors warned 47 banking families about the coming crash. 23 accepted guidance and survived. 24 chose independence and lost everything. The Sinclair family, bankrupt within 6 months. The Bradfords sold their estate and moved to Ohio. Generational poverty because they refused guidance. Elizabeth's argument was elegant and historically supported. Family patterns repeat every generation: crisis, choice, consequence. The Hawthorne family chose guided protection in 1929. James's grandfather expanded that protection to allied families. His father chose complete independence from society guidance. And what happened to families who received no guidance at all during each crisis? Mass suffering.
Emma, she asked me to choose between family protection and ideological purity.
What did you tell her?
That I choose you. But what if choosing independence means other families suffer like the Bradfords did?
Elizabeth's manipulation was sophisticated because it was historically accurate. Circle guidance has prevented mass suffering for families who accept it. But there's something she didn't emphasize in her historical presentation. The families who accepted Circle guidance in 1929 didn't just survive the crash. They profited from other families' suffering. Circle-guided investments included acquiring distressed assets from bankrupt families at depression prices. November 1929 Circle Advisory: prime acquisition opportunities available from non-guided family liquidations. Recommend estate purchases at 15 to 20% of pre-crash valuations. The protected families didn't just survive, they expanded their wealth and power by purchasing the destroyed wealth of unprotected families. That's the pattern Elizabeth didn't mention. Crisis creates opportunity for those with advance information. Transparency prevents the crisis, but guidance before transparency creates advantage for the guided. James sent me a text after Elizabeth left. She offered Circle resources for our warning operations, complete protection for banking families we're trying to save. I texted back, what did she want in return? Partnership with Emma in creating systematic transparency rather than systematic control. Partnership, not recruitment. Partnership with full disclosure of Circle agenda and methods. Elizabeth's offer was tempting because it solved our protection problem. Instead of warning families individually with limited resources, we could provide systematic protection through Circle capabilities. But systematic protection requires systematic coordination, and systematic coordination becomes systematic control, even with transparent intentions. David.
Hi, Emma. Hi, James.
We'll be right back.
James, stay. David's conversation includes both of us now.
Emma, I lied to you about Guardian affiliation because telling the truth would have compromised your investigation and put you in danger.
Put me in danger? From whom?
From organizations that prefer elimination to recruitment.
David's confession was different from Marcus's recruitment or Elizabeth's pressure. He wasn't trying to convince us to accept Guardian guidance. He was trying to warn us about coordinated society escalation.
Guardian intelligence indicates coordination between societies for joint pressure approach.
Joint pressure meaning what?
Consequences for families you try to protect. If independent resistance continues, escalation to systematic intervention.
What guidance do the Guardians offer?
Conditional cooperation. Choose Marcus's guidance for family protection, Elizabeth's guidance for transparency, or Guardian coordination for a balanced approach.
Those aren't choices. They're ultimatums with different packaging. Then David said something that changed everything about our relationship. David, are you here as my mentor or as a Guardian representative?
I resigned my Guardian position this afternoon.
What?
I told the council that if they want Emma's cooperation, they can request it directly instead of manipulating it through me.
David chose personal loyalty over institutional duty. After 2 years of serving Guardian oversight while mentoring me, he decided that friendship mattered more than organizational mission.
Emma, I'm sorry about deceiving you. The surveillance was real, but the mentorship was real too.
I know.
I'm offering to help with whatever you decide. No institutional loyalty, no hidden agenda.
Just personal loyalty.
Just friendship.
David's choice proved something important. Institutional loyalty can be overcome by personal ethics. People can choose individual relationships over organizational mission. But David also gave us intelligence that forced our decision timeline.
All 3 societies are coordinating pressure tactics. Marcus will escalate to consequences for protected families. Elizabeth will release banking family names publicly to force crisis. Guardians will offer protection only through conditional cooperation.
When? Soon? Tonight or tomorrow?
David left us with a warning. Choose society partnership for protection and change capability, or choose independence for autonomy and prepare for systematic intervention. Then the coordinated pressure began. First text. Banking family names released to financial press. Public disclosure begins tomorrow morning. Choose your response. Elizabeth forced the crisis. Second text. Crisis escalation initiated. Family protection available through conditional guidance. Call me. Marcus offered protection through submission. Third text. All 3 societies coordinating pressure. Have maybe 6 hours before systematic intervention. Whatever you decide, decide quickly. David confirmed coordination. They offered us partnership, guidance, protection, and resources. All we had to sacrifice was independence. And then James told me he loved me. After everything, Marcus's reasonable control, Elizabeth's historical pressure, David's institutional sacrifice, James and I were alone in my apartment facing the biggest decision of our lives.
Emma, what do you actually want? Not what's practical or realistic. What do you want?
To choose my own values and live by them. With you.
Even if it means families get hurt because we can't protect them effectively.
Even if it means families get hurt because we won't choose systematic guidance.
Em, I love you.
What?
I love you. Not romantically, but personally, entirely. Your intelligence, your integrity, your commitment to doing what's right even when it costs everything. I'm not choosing society guidance over you. I'm not choosing family legacy over you. I'm choosing you.
What does that mean?
It means we work together independently. No society partnership, no institutional protection, no systematic resources.
And when they escalate?
We face it together.
Independent alliance.
Whatever it costs.
In that moment, surrounded by pressure from 3 organizations with centuries of experience manipulating individual choice, James and I chose each other. Not because it was practical, not because it was safe, not because it would protect the families we care about, because it was honest. Marcus offered global-scale solutions through systematic control. Elizabeth offered democratic accountability through radical transparency. David offered balanced coordination through institutional wisdom. And James offered partnership through shared values and mutual choice. We chose love over leverage, autonomy over protection, individual alliance over systematic guidance. I know how that sounds. Naive, selfish, irresponsible to families who need protection we can't provide alone. But every systematic solution requires trusting someone else to make choices about our lives. Every institutional protection requires accepting someone else's definition of human welfare. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe individual choice is luxury for people without responsibilities to others. But maybe accepting that argument is how systematic control becomes inevitable.
It's 12:23 a.m. Tomorrow, Elizabeth's information release creates financial crisis that forces banking families to choose between systematic protection and economic chaos. Marcus will offer guidance through the crisis. Elizabeth will offer transparency about manipulation. Guardians will offer balance between competing pressures. They're all calling, text messages every few minutes offering partnership, protection, resources. James and I are documenting everything tonight, recording our independent alliance commitment, creating evidence of individual choice against systematic pressure. Because tomorrow, Phase 3 begins. Whatever they think will force us to choose guidance over independence. Marcus believes people are fundamentally good, but systematically terrible at large-scale decision-making. Elizabeth believes people are capable of democratic choice with complete information. David believes people need balanced guidance to prevent chaos or control. I believe people deserve the chance to make their own choices, even when those choices lead to mistakes or suffering. Not because individual choice always produces better outcomes, but because the alternative, accepting someone else's definition of better outcomes, eliminates the possibility of authentic human agency. James and I chose each other, independent alliance against systematic control, whatever it costs. Tomorrow, we find out what independence actually costs. This is Emma Chen, documenting the choice for alliance over authority, for love over leverage, for independence over protection. Whatever happens tomorrow, we chose it freely.